What's going on, everybody? Henry from the PSI Defense Channel. Sorry I haven't put out any videos in a while. It's just been crazy busy, but I figured I'd give you guys an update on what's going on with my Milsig M17 build. I really lucked out on this one. I bought it off of eBay for $330. Came with the marker, came with the Grimburg handguard. I had all the M-Lock Picatinny rails, so I put them on there, but it actually came with the FDE colored rail covers, front grip, magazine, hand grip, as well as the stock. Came with a First Strike 13 CI 3000 PSI tank. Came with a GOG or GOG on off. I'm not sure how you say that. All I've done so far, oh yeah, it actually came with a 10.5 inch hammerhead, 0.687 rifle barrel. Came with a 6.5 inch hammerhead, 0.687 barrel, and it also came with a Grimburg rifled .686 barrel. I've done some testing, and so far the 10.5 inch barrel has given me the best FPS. I believe that's due to the barrel length. A tighter clearance at the same length, I believe, would probably give me a few more FPS. I'm going to be testing the Grimburg barrel in this before too long. So all I've really added to this marker is the 1 inch rail riser, along with a tactical red dot, green dot reflex sight. Also, I did get the Grimburg pressure relief valve delete. And one thing, when you do install this, I was trying to find the other one. I was going to actually do a tutorial install, but it's fairly simple. It's just a bolt that sticks up here. I believe it might be about 10 millimeter or so. You could either use a socket or a pair of pliers to just take the whole thing off. As a matter of fact, let me do a breakdown and I'll actually show you guys how easy it is to do that Grimburg install. Also, when I received the marker, see, this is the lever for the on-off. One thing about the GOG on-off that's great, it's simply a quarter turn and it airs up your marker, instead of like other ones where you have to twist quite a bit or turn quite a bit. The GOG or GOG on-off, quarter turn, airs your marker, it's good to go. But this knob was facing down, so it was under here, so you had to kind of grab it in a precarious way. I couldn't get my I believe this is a G3 regulator. It's not a Hero regulator, but it's the 3000 PSI regulator. I couldn't get it. It is adjustable, but only it's keyed, so it has certain angles that you can get it. So I couldn't get it to where the gauge was facing a direction that I wanted it to. So what I did, I took 24 gauge wire and shimmed it, made somewhat of a little washer kind of thing with 24 gauge wire. Set that on top of there because I looked inside of the heat core, and actually where that O-ring seats, it's quite a bit of height to that collar where the O-ring on the edge of your air tank seats. So I knew I had a little bit of room to play with. I put a 24 gauge wire in there and it just lines up perfectly. So to what they call field strip the M17 is a very simple process. All you really have to do is take an Allen key, you want to be careful not to lose these. we've got 2 cotter pins here for the heat core. So get a skinny enough Allen key. See, I like to bring it out to the edge. And I put my finger on the end of that cotter pin, pull that out. Got this little magnetic dish here. Take the other side, I'll pull it down to the bottom. And then slide the Allen key in there. Take your thumb, hold it, where you can remove it easily. You've got 2 washers on top there. And then your 2 pins simply slide out. And that's it. That's your heat core. Alright, so as you can see, this is where your pressure release valve would be, and it sticks up. It's like I said, it's like about a 10mm bolt. I forget what size it is. I tried to find it before I filmed this video, but I couldn't find it. I will, if I do find it, I will do some testing of the FPS before and after this. But I got this from Grimburg. I have the link in the description. So when I first put it on there, I put maybe about 3 or 4 windings of just regular Teflon tape, thread sealer tape around there, and it leaked. So I made sure, let me just take it off for you. Okay, I made sure that I got it nice and thick on there so it didn't leak. So it's about 5 to 7 coats. Alright, hold on a second, I'll just redo it. Alright, finally got all of the Teflon tape off of this thing. I've never had to remove Teflon tape from a bolt before, but it's not easy. So anyways, here's how your Grimburg pressure relief valve plug will come. As you can see, I didn't perfectly get it all, but oh well. Okay, it's not focusing too well, but you get the idea. It's this bolt, the Allen hole. It actually fits the largest first strike Allen key that comes with your kit. But like I said before, I wrapped about, I don't know, 3 or 4 layers at first, and then it leaked, and I wrapped a few more, still leaked. So let me show you guys what I ended up doing. Alright, you want to make sure you go along with the threads so that when you screw it in, it's not going to back out on you. So try to keep your Teflon tape nice and flat. There, I've got 2, kind of do it pretty tight. It's 3. And what I'm doing, I'm going past the bottom. There's a beveled edge on the bottom, because you want some Teflon tape on that as well, because that presses into the actual hole. I don't know if you can see this too well, but there's a hole down in there in the bottom. Yeah, not getting great performance with my autofocus, but I'm going to recommend that you put more layers on this than you feel like you need. Like, oh, well, that's plenty. Put about 2 more wraps after that. Nice and thick layer. That way you won't have to do this 3 times like I did. Okay. Almost can't really see you can't see any more black in the threads. Hold on a second. Alright, just had to get some scissors because I wanted to just snip this off here. Alright, like I said, here's the top. Plenty of Teflon tape, really a solid layer. And I've covered the bottom. So I just put that on my Allen wrench, grab my heat core, reverse till I feel it drop in, and it just screws in nice and tight. I'm gonna get it good and snug there. Also, one thing I did, I took out the factory heat core O-ring and put a Milsig unit on there. Okay, now I've got two bumpers here. I've been having this problem where M17 will like fire twice. It only will shoot one round, but it'll fire twice. A friend of mine said try removing one of these, so I'm going to try to remove this to see if that helps at all. If not, I'll put it back. Alright, so pressure relief valve delete is installed, so all you have to do is reverse the process. Simply slides back in. You want to take your two pins, stick them in the right side of your marker. I suppose it doesn't really matter, but it came out that way. Put it back in that way. I'm just going to hold my hand behind it so the pins don't fall out. There is some spring tension there that holds it, but I have had them fall out on me before. So I'm going to put my washers in, take my cotter pins, Alright, and there you have it. There you have it. That's all you have to do to install the Grimburg pressure relief valve delete. Guys at Grimburg do extensive testing. I highly recommend all of their ammo, and really all of their products have just been high quality, great customer service. He's been running quite a bit of sales on his rounds, which has had me stocking up. So wonderful company, Grimburg. This is not a sponsored video, but I'm just telling you guys good stuff. Also, I had to replace the barrel block because this is the original one that came out of it. As you can hopefully see, the threads were pretty stripped, so that left my barrels when I would install them really wobbly. This is a free floating handguard, but they were wobbly. That was no good, so luckily I was able to find a company, let's see, hit me up on Facebook. His company is called, I believe it's MagFed Solutions. I want to give a big shout out. There it is. Big shout out to MagFed Solutions. This dude is making his own paintball platform. I asked him if it had any potential for less lethal self-defense. He said he hadn't gotten to that stage yet, but he said there's definitely room for velocity adjustments and power output. You should see these things. They look like stormtrooper rifles. They're amazing. They're awesome looking. All the best of luck to MagFed Solutions. Nobody had the barrel blocks in stock. I asked on the Facebook group. He said DM me. I've got one left, and he sold it to me cheaper than I was seeing them listed anywhere else. Fast shipping, tracking was pretty awesome. So I'll put the link in the description to his website, because if there's anything that you guys need that he has, highly recommend using his company. But yeah, this was a installation that I had to do. I had to disassemble the marker body, which wasn't too difficult. I'm not going to get into it that deep in this video, but that's one of the other modifications I've had to do. So with my 24 gauge wire slash shim in place, I'm just going to carefully thread, make sure not to cross thread my tank back on here. There we go. Alright. Love how that just goes perfectly on there. Got my gauge viewable. Worked out great. All right, there we go. So, moment of truth. Let's see if he's leaking. Actually, what I'm going to do, make sure the breech is clear. I'm going to leave it on safety. Yep, no leaks. So, use a bunch of Teflon tape with the pressure release valve delete. I did notice a bump in my FPS. Sorry that I don't have the old one and didn't do comparison testing. I barely have enough time to shoot these things, let alone do a lot of modifications or even videos here lately. But I will get back on it, I promise. Got a lot of great content that I want to share with you guys. You saw how quick that turn was. I'm going to clear that air. Alright, there you have it. M17 Milsig. Got some barrel testing coming up. I'm going to do a comparison with this and my beloved T9.1. I kind of already know some of the likes and dislikes. I think my T9.1 makes a lot more power. I can run HPA or CO2 out of my T9.1. The M17 is only HPA. They highly recommend not to run CO2 through this, and that's in the instruction manual. So I would say use CO2 at your own risk. I'm not going to do it because the manufacturer built it and they know what's going on with their marker. So I'm going to follow the instructions there. Even though I have modified T9.1 magazines with FSC mag extensions to get 16 round clips, you can get clips for the M17 that hold 20. I think I have this 20 round clip. I believe these Grimburg G mags hold I think 12 or 15, maybe 18, I'm not sure, but capacity, the potential for full auto, the tactical AR-15 style look. I mean, it's very aggressive looking. I really love the look of it. But the T9.1, I believe, is a powerhouse beast. I don't think I can match the power, but we'll see. I'll do a comparison video for you guys. I promise that's coming up. Just have a few more tweaks to get this thing running properly, running consistently, and then I'll get that video up for you guys. All right, that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. The more subscribers I get, the more interest I have in the channel, the more motivation I get to put new videos out. So always treat everybody like they're somebody, and take care of yourselves, y'all. Peace.